All right, so here's the answer key for the target 44 through 46 quiz. The first two technical difficulties, there we go. Guys? The first two are a review of target 44, which is adding or subtracting polynomials. The easiest way to do this is to use this vertical method. And in this case, I'm going to put a plus 0h in this top equation because I see that I have some h's in the second one and I don't in the first one. So I want this to all line up. So you see how that 0h benefited, so everything lined up with this like term? And then I just subtract. So I'm taking 4 minus 9, which gives me negative 5, h to the 7. 6 minus negative 2, which becomes plus a positive 2, so that's 8, h squared. 0 minus 2h gives me negative 2h. You could write that as plus a negative 2h or minus 2h. And 7 minus a negative 3 becomes plus a positive 3, so it's 10. So this is the answer for number 1. We're going to do the same thing for number 2. You may have done that differently. Some of you may have just done like a horizontal format here, and that would be fine as long as you're getting the correct answer. However, for number 2, it is a little bit different because there are 3 of them here. So what I'm going to do is first do this subtraction. So I'm going to take 3q to the 4th plus 0q squared plus 4, and I'm going to subtract 6q squared plus 7. If you want to put a 0 here, you can. So I would get 3q to the 4th minus 6q squared. 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Then I'm going to take that and add to it that one. 5q to the 4th minus a q squared, which I could think of as 1q squared if I want. So now I'm adding. 3 plus 5 is 8q to the 4th. Negative 6 plus negative 1 is negative 7q squared. And negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. So there's my answer for number 2. Any questions on target 44? All right. So then the next 2, actually the next 3 are all a review of target 45, multiplying polynomials. And I feel like most of you prefer this box method. So I'm going to put my 5y squared, my 5y, and my 9 across the top. Some of you did this across the side and just flipped these two. But remember, when you put the negative 3, make sure that negative stays with the 3 there. So now I'm just going to multiply. 5y squared times y is 5 times y times y times y, or 5y cubed. You can add the 2 and the 1 to get that exponent of 3. 5y times y is 5y squared. 9 times y is 9y. The second row, 5y squared times negative 3 is negative 15y squared. 5y times negative 3 is negative 15y. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. Then don't forget to write your answer. So your answer is after you combine any like terms. So I'd have the 5y cubed, the negative 10y squared, because that's the negative 15 and the positive 5. The negative 15 and 9 give you negative 6y, and then the negative 27 carries in at the end. All right? So using the box method is a helpful tool to remind you of how to multiply. And again, the instructions for these should have said multiply. I forgot to put that. We're going to do the same thing for number 4. A lot of people on this one just decided to square the 5x squared to get 25x to the 4th, and to square the negative 5 to get the 25. But there's more to it than that. Think of this one as 5x minus 5 times itself, because that's what squared means. So to do this, I'm going to again make the box method, or use the box method. So I have a box here. I'm going to put 5x and negative 5 here, 5x and negative 5 here. Actually, it's 5x squared here, right? So now when I multiply these, 5x squared times 5x squared gives me 25x to the 4th. 5x squared times negative 5 gives me negative 25x squared. Same thing here. And then here I get a positive 25. So by doing the box method, you see that there's actually more to it than just these two terms. There's this 2 negative 25x squared. So the final answer is 25x to the 4th minus 50x squared plus 25. All right? Number 5, same idea. We're just going to multiply, make a box. You could take a shortcut on this one. If you use the shortcut, that's fine. You're going to get 64v squared minus 48v plus 48v and minus 36. These two terms here are going to cancel because negative 48v plus 48v is nothing. So this is what you should get. All right, the last two deal with factoring, which is the opposite of this process. So the way we did this is we used this box method. So I'm going to start with my box. I put this term in the upper left, this term in the bottom right, and then I answer the magic question, what adds to 5x and multiplies to negative 24x squared? So if you start thinking of factors of negative 24, hopefully you'd come up with a positive 8x and a negative 3x. Those multiply to negative 24 and add to 5. So I'm going to put those in the other two boxes, and it doesn't matter where they go. And then I can factor out a GCF. So I pull out a 3x, I pull out a 4, pull out a 2x, pull out a 1, and then to make this column negative, I need a negative there. So the factored answer is 3x plus 4 times 2x minus 1. That's your answer. Make sure you write the answer. For the last one, you could do the exact same thing, but you could also take a shortcut. I'm just going to show it with the shortcut here. When you have the difference of two squares, you just square root these two. So you get 6x and 5. And since there's no middle term, it's going to factor to this. If you'd like, you could do this method. The magic question just becomes what adds to 0x and multiplies to whatever 36 times 25 is. But the shortcut pattern will definitely save you time.